So I've mainly been posting on Instagram and YouTube, but I find that TikTok has a lot of views. And so I just wanted to raise some awareness. Um, I'm a Parkinson's girl, was diagnosed earlier this year. And after the initial horror and shock and fear, anxiety, denial, and finally acceptance, I'm here today and I am trying to bring awareness to the condition. I don't think that a lot of people know or understand about Parkinson's because I certainly didn't before I was diagnosed. In my videos, you may see one of my major symptoms, which is um, a head tremor. So you'll notice that my head shakes. Um, and I used to be really embarrassed about it, ashamed actually, that people could see it, but were kind enough not to say anything about it. And so now it's a part of me, and I'm on medication, and I'm being treated, through my neurologist and my Parkinson's nurse and a physio team. And where it's going to go, I don't know, but I'm living it every day, and I'm trying to cope with it as best I can. What I found that has helped me is because I am an angel card reader, a tarot card reader, and dragon card reader as well, but I'm not doing it professionally anymore. I have taken a step back with the Parkinson's because I need time to adjust and take in this new chapter in my life. So I do love a card deck, and I do love to interpret the cards. I love to listen to what Spirit brings through in the messages. So I have an empowerment deck, and this deck is geared for sensitive people. So to me, anybody that struggles with some anxiety or low confidence, maybe has struggles with medical condition or multiple conditions, and just needs a little bit of inspiration for their day. So let's see what comes up. Center yourself. Okay, I like this. Take a few deep breaths to regain your center. Now you can approach life from a more mindful place. Okay, so let's talk about that. And I'm sorry if I start coughing. I'm having a persistent cough at the moment, no other symptoms. So if I start coughing, I'm sorry about that. I think, yeah, taking a few deep breaths is always a good way for grounding and regaining your center, your core. A friend of mine is very much into going out into the garden and putting your feet on the ground, on the grass, and grounding with Mother Nature. And I have found that practice to be really good. Now, in the winter time, it's not so easy to do that. So I think even if you can find a quiet space and just take those breaths in and those breaths out. I sometimes find if I get anxious that does help me, and I may even say a mantra. So I may take a deep breath in, and while I'm holding that, I may say, I am calm, And on the exhale, I might say something like, I've got this. So I am calm and I've got this. Something really simple, that you can remember. And I think when we feel that calm, right, it's a lot easier to, stop that monkey brain that's going on and feel a little bit more mindful. Now, my Parkinson's is, sorry, is more, there are so many branches of Parkinson's under an umbrella called Parkinson's, right? And there's so many symptoms, different symptoms. No two people's journeys are alike. Mine is more a cognitive, so a neurological Parkinson's, which means I have less dopamine cells in my brain, which help with motor function, that tremor that, you can notice. But what happens is I do get brain overload and sensory overload. And so I can't always process things that people say. So if somebody's talking really fast, I have a problem with answering a question. Say, for example, I was on the phone with the insurance company and they said, what is your first line of your address or date of birth, first line of address, postcode? And he said it so fast. I got the first two, and then I had to say, I'm really sorry. Can you repeat that third thing that you said? Because it just went over me. I just didn't get it. I was so focused on the first, and then I managed to get the second question in. So for me, I find that, there's a lot of overwhelm goes on in my head. I don't always feel that calm and that peace. And so for me, it's really, really important to take that time to come back to my center, come back to my peaceful place. And ultimately, what is that doing? It's coming back to you, to self, to soul. And at the core of everything is our soul, isn't it? And our soul is what guides us. When we're soul connected, we can approach everything from a more mindful place, a more logical place, if you will. So I love this message because I think especially at this time of year, we are overwhelmed, trying to get everything together for one day, right? One day. We are, literally killing ourselves to make everything perfect for that day. And to me, I think, what is perfection? Because I'm certainly not perfect. My life's not perfect. But in the middle of it all, even if you're in a shopping center, right? And your head is just bouncing with stuff going on, I would just stop right where I am, and I would just say, right, I've had enough. I either need to sit down somewhere and get a cup of tea, or let me just take a few deep breaths and let me get back to self. So here's the message for today. Center yourself.